If you eat just one egg a day, this is what starts happening inside your body. And no, it is not what you have been told. Because for years, eggs have been one of the most misunderstood foods in nutrition. You were told they raise cholesterol, you were told to limit them, you were told they might harm your heart. But what if the opposite is closer to the truth? And what if something as simple as one egg a day could quietly improve your energy, your brain, and your overall health in ways most people never notice until it is too late? Because once you understand what is actually inside an egg, everything changes. And by the end of this video, you are going to see why this one simple habit is starting to make a comeback in a big way. But first, we need to clear up the biggest fear: cholesterol, because this is where most people get stuck. For decades, eggs were blamed for raising cholesterol and increasing the risk of heart disease. And that idea spread everywhere. Doctors repeated it, health guidelines reinforced it, and millions of people started avoiding one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. But here's what most people still do not realize: your body already produces cholesterol on its own. In fact, your liver is constantly making it. Because cholesterol is not just something you get from food. It is something your body actually needs to function properly. It is used to build hormones. It is used to repair cells. It is used to support your brain. So when you eat an egg, something interesting happens. Your body does not just blindly add more cholesterol on top, it adjusts. If you eat more cholesterol, your body often produces less. And when you eat less, your body produces more. This is called balance. And this is why for most people, eating eggs does not cause the kind of damage they were warned about. In fact, in many cases, the opposite happens. Your HDL, which is known as the good cholesterol, often increases, and your LDL, which is labeled as bad cholesterol, actually changes form. It becomes larger and less harmful. And this is important because the real concern is not just cholesterol itself, it is the type. Small, dense LDL particles are the ones linked to problems, and eggs do not promote those. They tend to shift your body toward a healthier profile. So right away, one of the biggest fears starts to fall apart. But that is just the beginning, because what makes eggs so powerful is not just what they do not do. It is what they provide. An egg is not just another source of protein. It is something completely different. An egg is designed to support life from the very beginning. It contains every building block needed to grow a living organism, and that changes how your body uses it. Most protein sources are broken down and partially used, but eggs have one of the highest biological values of any food, which means your body can absorb and use almost everything in it. Very little is wasted, and even with just one egg a day, this starts to matter over time, because your body is constantly repairing itself, your muscles, your joints, your immune system, and when you consistently provide high-quality building blocks, those systems start to function better. Now here's where most people notice the difference first: energy. Because most people start their day with foods that create instability: cereal, toast, juice. These foods spike blood sugar quickly, and when that spike comes down, your energy drops with it. That is the crash most people feel mid-morning. But an egg works differently. It contains protein and fats that digest more slowly. This creates a steady release of energy instead of a spike and crash. And even with just one egg added to your morning, this can begin to stabilize how you feel throughout the day. Less hunger, fewer cravings, more consistent energy, and this leads to something most people are not expecting: better control. Because when your energy is stable, your decisions improve. You are less likely to reach for quick snacks, less likely to overeat later, and over time that creates a completely different pattern. Now there's a specific nutrient inside eggs that plays a major role here: leucine. Most people have never heard of it, but it acts like a signal inside your body. When you consume leucine, it tells your body to begin repairing and building muscle, and this matters more than people realize, because after the age of 30, your body naturally starts to lose muscle, slowly at first, but consistently, and that loss affects everything. Your metabolism slows down, your strength decreases, your ability to stay active becomes harder. But even small consistent signals can slow that process down, and one egg a day contributes to that signal. It is not about extremes, it is about consistency. Now let us shift to something most people overlook completely: your brain. because your brain is not just influenced by what you think, it is influenced by what you eat. And eggs contain one of the most important nutrients for brain function, choline. Choline is used to build cell membranes. It supports memory. It helps regulate mood. It plays a role in how your brain communicates with the rest of your body. And here's the problem. Most people do not get enough of it, but eggs are one of the richest natural sources available. So even one egg a day begins to support the system, better focus, clearer thinking, more stable mood. And over time, those small improvements compound. Now, there's another benefit hidden in the yolk that most people never think about: your eyes. Because eggs contain lutein and zeaxanthin, these are antioxidants that accumulate in your retina. They help filter harmful light, they protect against long-term damage, and they support visual clarity. In a world where most people spend hours looking at screens, this becomes more important than ever. But here's something most people miss: none of these benefits happen overnight. And that is why they are so easy to overlook, because they build slowly, through repetition, through daily habits, through small decisions that seem insignificant in the moment. But over time, they create a completely different outcome. And that is what makes this so powerful. It is not about one dramatic change. It is about one simple habit repeated consistently. Now, there is one more thing we need to address, quality. Because not all eggs are the same. The environment the hen lives in affects the nutrients in the egg. Pasture-raised eggs tend to have higher levels of vitamins and healthy fats, but even standard eggs still provide significant benefits. So the most important thing is not perfection, it is consistency. Now let us step back and look at the bigger picture. One egg a day is not a magic solution, but it is a signal that you are starting your day differently, a signal that you are choosing stability over spikes, a signal that you are supporting your body instead of working against it. And when that signal is repeated every day, your body responds. More energy, better focus, more control. And once you start to feel that difference, it becomes easier to build on it. Now here's the part most people overlook. Adding one good habit is powerful, but removing the habits that are working against you is just as important. Because if you are still starting your day with foods that create instability, you are limiting your progress. So the real shift is simple. Add what supports your body, reduce what works against it, and let your body do what it is designed to do. Now, if this surprised you, there is something else you need to understand, because there are still foods that look healthy, but quietly create the same problems we talked about earlier. And once you see them, you will never look at breakfast the same way again. So make sure you watch the next video, because that is where everything really starts to come together.